The most trustless name in news.
Well, what did we tell you over a month ago, my friends? That the VC-controlled shiznat coin, Solana, would go down once again like Charlie Brown. My opinion, get the freak out of Solana and move on to other chains, because Solana is centralized crap. Find out exactly why in about 10 minutes, because it's time for Chico Crypto. Yup, Solana had another major outage that caused the entire network to restart a couple days ago. From the outage tweet from the Solana Twitter, they said, engineers from across the ecosystem are readying a new validator software release, which includes a patch to address an issue which caused the cluster to halt. Validator operators should prepare for an upgrade and restart of the network. This outage lasted 5 hours and was the third longest in the history of Solana outages. History of outages? Well, if you didn't know, Solana has an extensive history of the network going down like Charlie Brown. From this Mizari research infographic, we can see that since 2020, the Solana network has gone down 11 times. Well, this one makes it number 12. And let me tell you, this won't be the last time. Why? Well, I actually predicted this downtime coming last month, just before the end of last year, December 30th. I put out this video. Crypto trends for 2024 that will make people very rich. The truth is, Solana will go down. Where I covered the centralized aspects of Solana, from the just few nodes that confirm the blocks to the VC investors who control it. And I let people know Solana was about to go down again. I'm not going to re-explain why Solana keeps going down and regurgitate that video. It does a great job of explaining itself. So if you want to check out that video, I've included it down in the description. And of course, it's one of the pop-up videos at the very end of this vid. But what I want to talk about now is what's going to happen in the future to the Solana price, as even with the outage, it has barely budged. As we can see from the price chart, just before the outage, Solana was over $96, $96.37 to be exact. Once the news broke, Sol dipped to a low of $93.75, a crash of just 2.7%. But as we can see, after the network came back online, the price rebounded and is currently settling back to where it was before the outage. Solana seems to be moving on, like nothing major even happened. But wait, my friends, I think something major is about to happen regarding the price, because outages like this take some time to reverberate through the ecosystem. Price crashes with Sol outages don't happen immediately, but they do happen. Previous outages show just this. So let us just go back to the last one, the last outage, which happened last year, February 25th, 2023. As we can see, on the day of the outage, the price dumped just like this last one. Sol went from $23 February 25th down to a low of $21.78. A small crash just like this last one. Once the network came back online, the price rebounded to where it was before the outage, just like this last one. What happened after the price rebound? Well, Solana didn't continue to pump. It actually went down, baby down, over the next couple of weeks. By March 10th, 2023, Solana dipped all the way down to 16 bucks, a crash of 32%. So with the last outage Solana had, there was a price rebound as well, but after that rebound, a major crash. Could Solana be poised to crash over the next couple of weeks? Well, let's take a look at the Sol price with another outage. the one that had multiple outages over a few days, September 30th, 2022 through October 1st, 2022. And this was due to just a single misconfigured Solana node. As we can see, when the first outage began on September 30th, the price crashed from $34.82 down to $32.10. And over the next few days, as the outages continued to wreak havoc, just a small crash. But once the network came back online, the price rebounded back to where it was before the outage. Does something sound similar? What do you think happened over the next couple of weeks after the rebound? If you guessed a major crash, you are correct. By October 13th, 2022, Solana crashed all the way down to $28.50, a crash from the rebound peak of nearly 20%. So, Sol suckers, the recent past of Solana outages tell us Sol will rebound for a few days after the outage, but eventually the crash comes. So if history is going to repeat, we should see a big crash coming over the next couple of weeks. I would predict somewhere between 15% to a 30% crash. But after this crash, Solana will likely rebound, as it has in the past, and people will forget about its centralized shittiness until the next time it goes down. Although with this video, I'm not gonna let the Chico army forget. Solana is a lying piece of shit centralized database. Let me prove this to you right now. As we can see from the Solana Explorer, the amount of user transactions on the Sol blockchain reaches upwards of 4,000 every second, but it's averaging around 3,000 transactions per second. Solana says they are fast and scalable, promoting this on their website. They say, don't keep your users waiting. Solana has block times of 400 milliseconds. And as hardware gets faster, so will the network. Get big quick. Solana is made to handle thousands of transactions per second. But is this TPS, transactions per second, real or just a big freaking lie? Well, the last outage may have just proved that this is all just a big freaking fugazi, a lie.
Fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a...
A Dencun PI on X tweeted this during the outage yesterday. 2 years ago, I posted about how Solana has fake TPS numbers. Today it went down, and yet they're posting 3,000 TPS while the entire network was down. 100% snake oil. Sol doesn't have speed. Sol can't scale. Don't be fooled by Solana VC-funded pumps and airdrops. And Dencun wasn't the only one who noticed this. Many others across X tweeted the same thing, and even with TPS numbers coming from different block explorers. It seems like Solana is fudging their TPS, as there would be 0 TPS if those numbers were coming from real sources because the blockchain was down and not producing blocks. Something is extremely fishy about this. Fishy like Solana's TPS is fake and coming from a counter bot, not from users of the blockchain. Which, if you do some digging, you find out this is exactly the case. Over 95% of Solana transactions are useless transactions that wouldn't be counted on any other blockchain as an actual transaction, like voting consensus messages, among other things that should not be counted as user transactions. A Dave on X at invalid_EUTXO did the investigation and found this exactly to be the case. They investigated 4 random Solana blocks, including the data with a Google spreadsheet for others to confirm this data as valid and true. And this is what Dave found when investigating these 4 blocks. Dave said, "So I just looked into 4 back-to-back blocks on Solana, spanning just under 2 seconds. In reality, this is what drops out of those 4 blocks. What I could verify as a transaction was anything that involved a movement of an asset between wallets, minting, creation of accounts, etc. The things that would be recognized as a transaction on most other chains. In total, over the 4 blocks, there was 28 successful transactions over just under 2 seconds. Every time I have done this sort of analysis, it always has shown to be similar figures. If anyone knows of blocks that have the purported hundreds of transactions per second that I keep getting told exist, please send the block number specifically for me to check. Because seriously, I have done this many times and have never found such a block or group of blocks to exist. What does this mean if you are confused? Well, Dave explains this further down. He said it's actually about 17 TPS over those 4 blocks, assuming 0.4 seconds per block. Yup, just 17 TPS when you take out all the bullshit transactions Solana includes. The transactions that other chains wouldn't include. Solana is just doing 17 TPS. Solana is not doing thousands of transactions per second by users. It's just a bunch of bullshit transactions that should never be included. If any Sol fanboys want to prove me wrong, let me know down in the comments. From my research over the years, Solana is just a VC-funded, centralized bullshit chain. And I'm staying far away until I'm proved otherwise. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in news.